And there they are, MVP Infinity. You know, like they said, kind of carrying the hopes of the MVP organization on their shoulders in Overwatch. And MVP is an organization in Korean esports that has a lot of history in StarCraft 2, League of Legends, of course, even Heroes of the Storm.
Most dominant team in
exactly.
Heroes history as well.
Right, so an organization that you think at some point has got to produce a good team. Is it going to be these guys? Not so sure. We'll find out, I guess, but they've made it this far anyway.
But it's at least a step up, a massive step up over Space.
I would say they're definitely better than Space.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was the big confusing thing when Season 1 started, was we all had kind of said to each other, like, oh yeah, MVP is historically very good at scouting new players, getting this talent together. Their League of Legends roster had a surprising showing in the summer split last year. But then the MVP Space came out in Apex. Infinity hadn't made it into the qualifiers, or through the qualifiers rather, and it just kind of fell flat. And we're like, maybe MVP's kind of losing their touch, but it seems like they got their stuff back together here with this Infinity roster. You
know, there was a bit of roster swapping done between the promotions and the main event here. They did drop Fywin, Laris, and Flash and added Sylph, Undyne, and Easy Bro. So it is halfway a new roster too. So, you know, we'll see how that works out. I'm kind of surprised they made those changes after making it in, but their opponents, man, the reigning champions. Here's EnVyUs.
Hello, my name is Internet Hike. I'm the team captain for Team EnVyUs, and I play Lucio and support for the team. We came to OGN Season 1 and we won it all. Currently, we're ranked #1 in the world, so now we're here back at OGN to win it again. There are a lot of good foreign teams here this season, in Season 2. There's like Team EnVyUs, and I forgot the names of the others. I think there's just Team EnVyUs. We're generally a team that doesn't make too many changes. Once the patch hits, we might play more aggressive with more DPS instead of triple tank. I think our strength is definitely to try to adapt to different opponents and how they play. Mickey came in very short notice after Tailspin left us during the competition of OGN Season 1. He's doing really well, everyone liked him, and after we won MLG Vegas, we have given him a contract and he's officially part of Team EnVyUs. Mickey was very happy when he got the contract. We're lucky to have him. Our team is very thankful to get invited again. I wish every other team that competes and you know, have a great competition here, and a lot of love to the Korean fans. They've been amazing in Season 1 and there will be nothing that amazing in Season 2, and I really hope to meet them soon.
And there they are, our champions, Team EnVyUs. And man, let me tell you a story about these guys.
I mean, hear that roar right there in the crowd for these guys.
Well, yeah, super popular in Korea, of course, but Season 1 started out kind of rough. And there's Mickey, of course. But then the World Cup happened, right? And these guys met a dude from Thailand named Mickey. And when they came back to Korea, Tailspin leaves, Mickey comes in, everything changes. Suddenly, a team that finished second in their group does very well in the playoffs. Couple close wins here, but in the finals, man, they crushed Africa Blue, and since then, they have been crushing everybody.
I'm sorry, I'm getting a nice giggle out of Taimu's photo here.
Well, he's wow, that's
that should be one of his like Twitch emotes.
10 minutes into Full Sky Industries and Chills, and he gives you that look.
Yep.
Yikes. Well, I mean, again, you got to expect these guys to win this best of 5. It would definitely be an upset if they didn't. I would say it'd be a very large upset if they didn't. So much talent on this team. Harry Hook evolving from this support player to this epic hit scan DPS. Mickey great on the Diva, but you have to raise some questions now that the meta will be shifting. It kind of already has. The reliance they've had on Mickey with that Diva, they may not be able to do that for too much longer.
Yeah, I mean, we heard Hulk talking in that interview. He said that they're going to try to move away from the triple tank, move to more DPS, which is something that we saw the Korean teams doing in the promotion tournament. We saw a lot of triple DPS, even quad DPS in a couple of those games. So it seems like EnVyUs kind of want to shift away from that, you know, constant triple tank that we see on the screen with Coco on the Reinhardt, Mickey on that Diva, his staple, and Taimu on the Roadhog.
I love that just we know nothing about this Easy Bro guy. He just showed up.
He's an enigma.
Like, literally, I was looking at the rosters, you know, yesterday, and I'm like, who's Easy Bro? Where'd this guy come from? He's just here. Nobody knows what he plays. He's just decided to show up and be part of the team, apparently. So, yeah, we'll see how good he is. We'll see if he can prove his mettle here in OGN Apex Season 2, Day 1. I'm so glad to be back, Achilleos. Glad to have you with me. It'll be nice to have Monty
It's good
back
to be
later,
here.
too.
You and I only cast together once before. For
We have.
the League of Legends promotion tournament, and I said,
It was
you know
a
what?
different game.
I was like, you know what? I want to cast with Doe again, but now he's out of League of Legends, so I guess I have to go to Overwatch. So here we are.
Thanks for following me here. I'm glad you came. One match per game for you and I. That's how it works. We're gonna start things out with EnVyUs.
Everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
You know, everyone just loves seeing nothing but EnVyUs all the time.
Who doesn't love EnVyUs? Actually, here's the thing. As a player, and I'm not a good player, but as a player, I'm not a huge fan of Ruins, but I really like playing on the other 2 points on EnVyUs. I love Well. It is, say what you want about Well and competitive, but I love playing on Well. It's so much fun to knock people in there.
But now you can't
That's all I got to say about it, man. I don't need any other reasons. Well's a great point to me.
You won't be able to do your suicidal Roadhog hooks anymore.
Well, I never had to suicide, man. I just dropped it down there. I don't die when I play on Well. Come on.
Sometimes you got to make that trade-off.
World's best Overwatch player, Doa. And now it's time to see some other guys play the game, too. Time to get into match number 1, MVP Infinity versus EnVyUs. Let's get in the game. All right, guys, welcome to EnVyUs. We're going to start things off on Ruins, it looks like. MVP Infinity versus our reigning champions here at Apex. Team EnVyUs back again, the same roster. And, we're probably going to see some hero switching in the starting area, Kilios, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Taimu stick on that Widowmaker.
Would be interesting to see if he wants to bring that one out off the bat. Internet Hulk hovering over the Mercy. I think we will see him swap over to the Lucio. But I got a little bit of time while they get ready to count down.
Nice.
Now just making some baskets.
That's right. I mean, that's a nice thing about Symmetra in control point maps, and you can just make those baskets whenever you want. Just like I could when I was a pro basketball player. Nobody knows about this. I had a secondary career. I just gave it up. I was too good.
Oh, okay.
You know how it is.
You wouldn't really be able to do it much these days with your broken toe.
That's right. I have a broken toe right now, so I can't. My basketball days are over. That's why I retired.
Came to a swift end.
That's right. Harry Hook on the Soldier 76 as usual, firing some shots in that Reinhardt shield. See if you can DPS that down quickly as we approach the point.
So far, no one really moving in on it. Looks like MVP will have a bit of a fast track. Easy bro dashing forward. Won't find anybody with that shift. But
and nearly takes down Coco, though.
Yeah, and EnVyUs, they have to peel back, so this might just be the first cap coming through for MVP. Looks like they will be able to get it. No, just at the last second. EnVyUs, they will step inside.
Yeah,
stop that cap.
Reinhardt got boofed out. Here's one fact coming from the side on that Tracer. Certainly seems pretty good on this champion from our hero. Whoops, from what we've seen in the past. Oh, nearly dies to that rocket from Harry Hook, though. Got to be careful. EnVyUs manages to muscle their way onto the point.
All right, yeah, really nice push back from them to make sure that MVP couldn't get that first cap. So start stacking up the percentage here. We'll see how long they can hold this, if not for the whole time. MVP definitely going to be trying to inch their way back in. You see one fact poking out from the side. Has that pulse bomb ready to go. Dashes in. Is able to get the stick, but actually ties. He kills himself
embarrassing.
with it. You can see he gets a decent little laugh out of it himself, but that's going to be pretty crucial for EnVyUs, getting rid of that Tracer and just nullifying that pulse bomb.
Well, I know one fact about one fact now, and it's not a good one, man. His first kill in Apex was himself.
It's a good way to start.
That's a nice stat right there. Easy bro, got that out ready to go. They're going to pop the sound barrier as he pulls out the Dragon Blade, going in onto Harry Hook. They've got the sound barrier out for EnVyUs too, though. Ooh, doesn't save Harry Hook on that 76, though. He's got the nano boost, gets pulled in by Taimu, sets up the reflect. The kill's pretty even between the teams right now. Gonna chill on top of the pillar. Looks like EnVyUs is gonna hold the point for now.
Now they're trying, but I mean, MVP, they still have, they've got a lot of kills, and they might be able to find a retake. Pulse bomb not gonna connect onto Coco, has that shield up. Mickey throws out that self-destruct, won't find anybody, but it does zone MVP off of the point. It looks like Envy will in fact hold this for the time being, so 65% so far. Gonna be looking for that full cap if they can take it.
Well, they did a pretty good job of mitigating the Genji. Easy Bro wasn't quite able to get much done. He got the one kill on a Harry Hook, but the sound barrier made it take longer, and then Taimu got the hook that used up a lot of that nano boost charge, so they handled it pretty well. Brett coming in now, got the charge. Ooh, takes out Coco. He's got the Earth Shatter ready to go, too.
Hasn't thrown it out yet. Gets that big heal deny coming through from the enemy, Ana.
Uh-oh.
He will be all right in time. Still holds onto the Earth Shatter. And MVP, they're starting to find a foothold inside of the point. Haven't been able to pick it up too much. There we go. Looks like EnVyUs losing multiple members. Will have to peel back. 95% for them, but MVP, they're able to get a cap.
Yeah, MVP Infinity just kind of brawling their way to capture there. Picking up that control meter. Now they're getting a little bit of control percent building for themselves too, and Breck was able to hold on to that Earth Shatter the entire time, so that's going to be useful in terms of the defense. They've got the Nano Boost to work with too.
And MVP, they're in a really good spot. They already have 2 ultimates. EasyBro almost has that Dragon Blade up.
Oh man, he tried to charge, got knocked back, taken out. Taimu though taken down by OneFact, not surviving too long in that McCree. Internet Hulk trying to fight back, or never mind, Chips of course, trying to fight back on that Ana, but not quite able to get the kill.
Mickey's the only one. He's going to get desuited and taken out. That's a full team kill coming through onto EnVyUs. So MVP, they will hold firm, and now they have 3 ultimates up. Why not? Almost has the Graviton Surge as well. EnVyUs, they're a ways off from a couple of these crucial ones, like Harry Hook with the Tac Visor.
I almost feel like EnVyUs kind of let their guard down a little bit. You know, they were feeling very secure on the point. They kind of let MVP Infinity get into the back lines and kind of pick them apart, and it's caused some problems. Here comes the Graviton Surge from Why Not. They're going to drop the Pulse Bomb in there too! Oh, he gets 1. The Sound Barrier mitigated a little bit, but that's plenty. MVP Infinity crushing EnVyUs in that fight.
Yeah, just 2 tanks left alive for EnVyUs. Mickey, they're going to leave him out of suit. They just want to stagger that death, or actually just leave him into the Baby Diva form, so he can't get the mech back.
And this was one thing, as we look at this replay, that they were good at in the promotion matches. MVP Infinity was good at setting up these combos, executing them cleanly, and now that they've kind of shaken off the jitters a little bit, we're seeing them do that now.
Yeah, I mean, the big question was, because Flash got taken off the roster, he was the shot caller, but it looks like it hasn't harmed MVP very much yet. Harry Hook coming through, does have that Tac Visor up, gets a bit of damage in onto Why Not, takes him out with the Helix Rockets. That might have been enough picks here for EnVyUs to push back in. 95% across the board for both of these teams. This might be pushed into overtime, Doa.
Oh, there goes Undyne. Tries to throw himself on the point right now. It's 99% for EnVyUs. Somebody's got to get there. Trying to. They start the overtime yet again. Harry Hook takes a short nap. He's kind of old. Soldier 76 needs to take naps sometimes. But EnVyUs still on the point for the moment. See if they can hold this off.
Rex shoving in. You can see Why Not just trying to dash around as best he can with that mech to buy some time for the team, but it's not really working out. They're just getting staggered on these respawns, and EnVyUs, hard fought by MVP Infinity, didn't let that go down without a fight, but EnVyUs are able to take map 1.
I said nice at the end of that because Mickey knew that Undyne was coming around the upper side on the Lucio, flew up there and knocked him back so he couldn't get the overtime bar moving again. Good little move at the end there, and that's what they've come to rely on from Mickey and EnVyUs. It was a close first point, but they're able to take it.
Yeah, looked really convincing at the start. Then, it was a little bit of jittery in the middle, but
yeah,
EnVy finally finding their bearings, are able to take that first round.
And it is important to note, too, that in Apex, our control maps are best of 3s as well, because we play best of 5 overall. The control maps are best of 3, not best of 5 on their own like we see on the competitive ladder. So just so you know, EnVyUs only needs to win the second point here on Lighthouse to take this map.
Let's see if they're able to do that. Moving through, it's actually going to be well.
Oh, whoops.
We start things off.
Ah, my bad.
They look pretty similar, but now we can see actually it's going to be Taimu swapping over to the Tracer, so not going to be starting things off with that Roadhog. But OneFact's giving him a run for his money, has to use the recall. He goes low. He's going to have to dash his way out of there, get some heals through.
Yep.
A nice dueling by OneFact to win that trade.
OneFact has looked very good on this Tracer in past matches, so no surprise to see them relying heavily on that in this control map early on. Harry Hook getting a little bit low, but it looks like EnVyUs will take the early defensive point on the point, or position on the point. Harry Hook does go down. OneFact starting to pick apart EnVyUs. There's another kill for him. EasyBro picked up that first one onto Harry Hook. Looking for another one. Can he take him out? No, not quite.
Taimu's so low, he gets the recall. And OneFact, he's just ripping through the members of EnVyUs, has that Pulse Bomb ready to go. See if he wants to throw that out yet already.
Well, EasyBro with the Nano Boost. They're going to use that just to clean things up a little bit. Taimu's still alive for the moment, gets the kill onto Syl. Taimu's been so evasive on this Tracer. Finally gets it with that Earth Shatter though, yeah. I think, no, he still hasn't gone down. Gets the kill into EasyBro somehow. OneFact down to 10 health there, and Taimu still alive. They just cannot kill this guy. And he's been keeping EnVyUs in this game, man. I mean, he's been keeping MVP Infinity from taking the point all this time.
Yeah, he's been doing wonderfully. So, I mean, he's gone low so many times, but he's always able to make it out to safety, get those heals coming through from Internet Hulk, from Chips, keep himself alive. You see, just constantly harassing, almost has that second Pulse Bomb up. He's at 74% at the moment.
So close, he's still alive. EZBro pulls out the Dragon Blade again. Kills coming in for EnVyUs, so Brett gets one onto Harry Hook, and EnVyUs looking okay here on this point right now. If they take this point after all that, it is going to be incredible, and it looks like they might just do that. Taimu's still alive, and one of the most impressive individual carry performances I've just seen has been Taimu keeping this point uncontrolled for EnVyUs to come back and take it. Wow.
And now look how EnVyUs, how stacked they are at the moment. They have 5 ultimates ready to go. Harry Hook is almost there, 90% just about on that tack visor from his soldier. You see, he stacks it up, 95%. Pulse bomb coming through from Taimu into the back line. Not going to find a kill with that, but Mickey gets 2 with the self-destruct. Nicely done, showing off that expertise on his key hero. And Envy, they will be able to hold firm as they take out EZBro and Undying.
Yeah, Mickey just has that way of finding those kills with the self-destruct that other divas just can't seem to manage. It's impressive stuff, and Why Not goes down to Taimu. I don't know if Taimu's actually died yet this round.
I don't think he has.
If he has, I didn't see it. I don't think he has either. He's got that pulse bomb ready to go. Has to use a recall to stay alive, but he's okay with that. Infinity coming back on the point right now, on board with one fact right now as they drop the sound barrier.
Yeah, Mickey goes down. They got him in the baby T form. Wasn't able to get that suit back up.
It looks like he missed the stick with the bomb there with the grenade. Harry Hook charged into by Breck, though. EnVyUs needs to be a little bit careful here. They've got a bit of sound barrier left. It's gone now. Zion fighting for his life right now against one back Lancet. Nice biotic grenade, forcing the Tracer back for the moment. And Chip Zion, easily one of the best Annas you'll see out there. One of the few that can duel with a Tracer and live to tell the tale. But here's Taimu now to save him.
Yeah, trying to find one fact and take him out as best as they can. They will be able to get him in the end. Chip snipes him with that Anna, as you were saying. Really excellent player on that hero. So EnVyUs looking pretty strong, 80% on this point so far. If you look at it, closes out in a 2-0 and not have to go to Lighthouse.
Certainly looking that way, man. Up to about 90% almost on that control meter right now. Control percent, rather. Why Not looking for the Graviton Surge? Finds Harry Hook. Goes down. Undying finds a kill too. No, Taimu finally did die this round. Breck gets taken out, so no Reinhardt shield for Infinity right now, but EnVyUs may have to back up. Looks like they will. And at 99%, somebody's got to get back on there. Okay, there's the overtime. EnVyUs just trying to keep the point alive for the moment. And it looks like Infinity will claim it for now.
Yeah, EnVyUs, it's not worth running in there one by one. There hasn't been a cap for MVP yet, so that's going to be the first one coming through. They'll start stacking up that percent. But they had to use a lot to get in on that point. You can see Breck still going to be working up for that Earth Shatter, 70%. But Why Not using the Graviton Surge? Only found Harry Hook, which, while a crucial pick, you want to be able to get multiple targets with that Graviton Surge. So now going to have to be stacking that up, back up as best as he can. They're just going to be relying on EZBro here with this Deadeye. But you see Mickey just flies straight into his face.
Oh, it's high not. He manages to avoid the Earth Shatter somehow. Sylph gets a kill on Coco though. And meanwhile, Taimu has an Anna boost. He's earned it. Oh, but he goes down. EZBro finding that flashbang and taking him out. I think this is a great switch by MVP Infinity to move EZBro over to that McCree, have the flashbang ready for Taimu's Tracer, and I wonder if we're going to see him swap off that. Maybe after he uses a Pulse Bomb. We'll see.
Didn't quite get to see what happened there. Mickey threw out the self-destruct and then died immediately. I think he might have actually fell into the well to kill himself, which honestly isn't that bad because, you know, you get back into the mech and you respawn faster, but wasn't there to try to poke out.
Well, usually it's a little bit faster if you live, but it's a quick run back either way.
Definitely
Taimu, very low.
Definitely would have preferred to have lived. But now Taimu has that Pulse Bomb, going to be looking for a target, throws it out, doesn't find anybody, but Mickey is able to take out Why Not. EZBro though, he takes out Coco. Chips goes down as well as Breck just swings to his way to victory, taking out both supports of EnVyUs. His Internet Hulk goes down, and Taimu, the only living member, now gets hit with that flashbang. He goes down. That's going to be the team kill coming through from MVP Infinity. 80% now on the board for them. They are holding really firmly.
Man, everything changed when the McCree Nation attacked, dude. Flashbangs really, really changing the way this round has gone. Taimu switching over to the McCree himself. You know, we thought he'd probably have to do that.
Yeah, but is it too late? As you can see, he's going to be a ways away from that Deadeye. He's just going to have to rely on sheer aim alone. Why Not will go down. That's going to be a crucial pick. Mickey barely holding on with that mech. Looks like he was able to make it out, but now that's going to be the overtime coming through for MVP. Flashbang not connecting on the Taimu, but he still gets taken out. EZBro and one fact able to work him down. And I think that might just be the map going over to MVP.
Oh, Undyne booped Mickey into the well too, and yeah, if they can live through this overtime, trying to finish off Coco here, he will go down. There goes Chip Zion as well. Oh, shot to the head on Internet Hulk, and MVP Infinity will tie up Ilios. Maybe this isn't going to be quite as one-sided as people thought.
Yeah, this is a really strong showing from MVP, and this is exactly what I was saying. They need to come out the gate swinging in this set. Had a somewhat convincing performance in the promotion tournament to make their way here, but now going up against EnVy, not going to be falling 2-0 on EnERGIZED. MVP looking really strong so far.
Yeah, I gotta say, MVP Infinity, you know, when they get control of a point, their coordination is clearly very good. They made a brilliant change in switching one fact over to McCree last, or was that easier? I'm sorry, I've already forgotten. But they switched somebody over to the McCree anyway, handled Taimu with the flashbang, and forced EnVyUs to kind of make some awkward choices. And now look at this, Taimu onto the Roadhog now.
Yeah, going to be coming through from here. One fact will go back to the Tracer to start things off.
Yep.
So we'll see if Taimu can land the hooks onto this very evasive Tracer that One Fact's been playing. I mean, outside of that botched pulse bomb at the beginning of Ruins, he's been looking really strong.
Well, knocking the Diva out of the suit early on is a pretty good early hook for Roadhog anyway. Harry Hook down to 8 health, has to wait out that biotic grenade. Dangerous times, but it looks like he will live for the moment. Needs to be very careful there. Taimu looping around the side. One fact on that Tracer yet again. It looks like they're going to claim this point early on. So MVP Infinity putting themselves in a good position here on Lighthouse.
Yeah, really nice start. I mean, they got a major pick onto Coco, and that's the pushing power just completely negated for EnVyUs. Can't just walk forward with that Reinhardt shield. And wow, easy bro, just dashing forward, takes out Harry Hook, and that is going to stop EnVy in their tracks. He is just having a field day on this Genji so far, and MVP starting things off really strongly, almost have 4 ultimates on the board.
I feel like we're seeing a preview from MVP Infinity of what we're going to see a lot of this season. That's a lot of Genji, a lot of Tracer, and I want to add Winston into that a little bit later when we get to some more assault maps, payload maps. This is going to be the season of dive, I think, going into it, and I think we're seeing some early indications that the tank meta is going away pretty soon, man. It's going to be all about the DPS soon.
Certainly is looking that way. MVP still holding right now, have the 2 ultimates available. Breck with the Earth Shatter hasn't had to throw it out yet. As you see, MVP is just trying to walk up to the point, but they're just not being allowed to do so. 4 members go down. You can see Taimu trying to buy some time, did swap over to the Tracer off of the Roadhog, but gets taken out by One Fact, and MVP, they'll just keep or maintain their hold here. 3 ultimates available, have that sound barrier, the pulse bomb, and the Earth Shatter still, just to the 2 ultimates of EnVyUs.
It's really close. Harry Hook almost got reflect killed by his teammates' projectiles there, or damage rather. One Fact has that pulse bomb ready to go.
Gonna be looking for that opening, you know, trying to dash in around that Reinhardt shield, get onto Coco.
And gets found out by Mickey. Mickey's on that Zarya now. He played a lot of that at the Overwatch World Cup last year at BlizzCon. Harry Hook pops the nano boost, or pops the attack visor, has the nano boost, gonna be in trouble, goes down. Oh, that's a lot of kills for MVP Infinity. Things are not going too well for EnVyUs right now.
No, they're not. Taimu yet again trying to buy some time, but EasyBro just dashes through, finds 2 kills. He takes out Coco and the Tracer. And 90% on the board. MVP looks like they're just going to full hold this 3rd point.
Man, how do you beat EnVyUs? It's easy, bro.
Oh, it's going to be a really long night. As I said, track and play now coming out from EasyBro. Only has a couple more seconds left on that one, but doesn't get many kills through, but still helps support One Fact in taking out chips. And now with the overtime ticking through, Harry Hook going low. Kills each other with the reflection on the Helix rockets. They both go down. It's actually EnVyUs. They now have a foothold. They might be able to get this cap. Oh! Good
Today
Lord.
I learned Tracers can fly. Why not? Taking out Coco, though. And it looks like EnVyUs is not going to be able to hold on for too much longer.
Yeah, it's all on Hulk to try to just buy time. He goes down, though. Breck arriving yet again. Mickey, he didn't make it in. That's going to be the first map going over to MVP Infinity. They win EnERGIZED.
You know, it's crazy to see. I mean, MVP Infinity really did play well. And the thing is, what they did well is they had good engages, right? They had good combos in the team fights, but more than anything, they provided a lot of aggression from a lot of different angles that EnVyUs just didn't look prepared to handle.
Yeah, I mean, the cohesion coming through from MVP, again, that was going to be the biggest question with Flash and Laris being taken off the team, with Win as well. And honestly, EasyBro, we weren't sure what to expect from him at all. He's been performing really well so far in this set. Maybe not the shining light like we've seen One Fact on the DPS, but EasyBro's been really consistent so far on EnERGIZED. And honestly, MVP, they look like they might be able to take this set. I mean, obviously, just one map. They still have a lot to see. Yeah, it is. But
it is a best of 5, so it's exciting.
Plenty of time to bounce back for EnVyUs, but man,
it's exciting to see MVP Infinity win the first map. Obviously, EnVyUs not too thrilled with that. But there's a lot of maps left to play, and now EnVyUs gets to pick this. If you look at their map record over the last few tournaments, payload is really what these guys have been fantastic at. Payload, hybrid maps, assault, not quite as much, but they should feel quite in their comfort zone on Kings Row. Yeah, it's a map that we know they like, and we'll see if they can get a win here, tie up this series.
Yeah, I mean, you can see right there the statistics. Offense first, usually coming out on top 62% of the time.
I guess you kind of set the mental sort of status of the map. It's, you know, it is true in like solo queue sometimes. You lose that first attack round pretty badly if you're the defense. It feels bad, man.
Yeah, when you have to rely on just holding out on the third point for the full 5 minutes or whatever it is that your enemy team has, it's usually rough times. Don't want to be in that scenario.
Yeah.
See if EnVyUs can avoid that and come out strong here as we get ready to move on to Kings Row.
I think it's impossible to wipe a smile off of Mickey's face, and you know he's done such a good job of improving the team atmosphere in the booth, and he's gonna have to work overtime as we go into Kings Row. I think EnVyUs down one map to MVP Infinity. Let's go to Kings Row and see if they can tie things up.
I get it.
Oh, I get it.
I get it as well. We all get it, Doa.
Yep. I get it. Bandana. Apparently, see, he was really a great basketball player. That's what he was known for. That's a future basketball right there, man. You've got to actually ignore all the actual basketballs at the payload in the escort, you know, like rooms and all that. Those are vintage basketballs from past basketball. Future basketballs float, which makes it kind of easier to put him in the
Especially if you're Symmetra.
But it's a 20-foot hoop now.
Oh boy.
Pretty cool.
Well, I mean, Genji will have a good time because he can just dash into the air.
Yeah, but see,
Dunk
the
it.
thing is if he tries to like wall climb up the pole, he's just going to run straight up through the hoop and get stuck. So he can't work. I think Genji's, I don't think he can do that.
Widow could grapple to the top of the hoop and then drop it in.
All right, it's time to invoke the mysterious energies of the infinite. MVP Infinity deciding that they need a little bit of help from beyond with this one. I don't know if they do after the last one, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it looks
Ilios
really strong.
Good, yeah.
Easy
All right.
Bro, of course, going to be moving back onto that Genji. One fact will be starting on the McCree.
Taimu looking for early pick there. Doesn't quite find it. He's actually going to stay on the Hanzo.
Okay.
You can certainly do this on this map.
This is something that we did see in the promotion tournament, albeit it was on Eichenwald instead of Kings Row. We didn't get a lot of Kings Row, but Taimu going to try to stick to this. So far hasn't been able to find a whole lot. Easy Bro does go down as Internet Hulk is able to finish him off, but they lose Harry Hook, who's moved over towards that Roadhog. It's going to be rough for their push.
Scatter Arrow. Not quite finding the kills he's looking for. So it looks like the push from EnVyUs not going to quite pan out the first time around. Ooh, landed a headshot there, but not getting the kill. Looking for a little bit more, but you can siege so well with this Hanzo. That's why people love it, is you can pour on so much damage, blow through Reinhardt shields, see what he can do.
Still looking for more picks, trying to get on the Silph there, but just missing those. And Easy Bro is going to work his way through this tank line, taking out all three of them with the help of Breck.
I think Silph got really lucky that he didn't get killed by Taimu back there. Sonic Arrow, we'll see what it reveals. MVP Infinity, though, holding strong for the moment. No Symmetra. I was hoping we'd see a bit more Symmetra this season, but none in our first match so far.
I mean, MVP has been playing behind the Alderworth here, so if Taimu can get his way towards his ultimate, he can just throw the Dragons right through the building and try to displace MVP and work their way onto the point. Looks like he might not even come to that. Mickey, he's just going to get nano boosted and move his way through. One fact goes down immediately. Sleep Dart comes out, but Mickey, he stands right back up and looks like he's going to be able to take out Breck, dashes forward, kills him with the ship, and has that self-destruct ready to go as well. So EnVyUs, they still have lost 3 members, so this does hold their push.
Yeah, EnVyUs losing just as many as they were taking down. Mickey not able to find an opportunity to ult there, and MVP Infinity with that sound barrier should be able to hold the point for now. They're backing so far off, though, and here comes the Dragon from EnVyUs' side, despite the fact that it's blue. Don't worry about it. It still wants to kill the blue team.
Oh boy, big Graviton Surge, though.
Yeah, they've got the sound barrier. Oh, Deadeye comes in. One fact taken down Harry Hook. On that Winston is EnVyUs getting a little bit desperate. Oh, Coco goes down, and EnVyUs with 2 minutes remaining, they got to start being a little bit worried here.
Yeah, for sure. You see this getting completely shoved back. 2 minutes on the clock, as you said, and just having a really rough time. Taimu, of course, swapping off of that Hanzo throughout the ultimate. That's about all the use that he was going to get from that hero at that point. So will come through on the McCree, and Harry Hook will be swapping over to DPS.
Yeah.
After playing a couple different tanks.
Now it reminds me of way back when, in October of last year, when EnVyUs played their first match here in Korea. They didn't win that one either, but they still went on to win the tournament. But I would be surprised to see them start the same way this season, because that was a very different situation. Harry Hook on the Tracer now as they try to switch things up a little bit. Looking for some crafty kills in the back line. Undyne getting a bit low, but Easy Bro pulling out the Dragon Blade, going after Chip's Iron, but not able to find that one. EnVyUs starting to pick up a little bit of momentum on this push.
Yeah, really great biotic grenade, but they need to pick up the momentum even more. It's about a minute on the clock here. They've only taken out Easy Bro. He's going to swap up the Roadhog, try to work his way back. So far, EnVyUs will be making their way, get that second tick on the cap so far. Looks like this might just be MVP.
Oh, Sleep Dart from the side, man. He didn't see it coming. Why not? Drops a Graviton Surge and MVP Infinity fighting back. There goes Coco. He'll die soon, I promise. Yep, Brett gets him. And MVP Infinity able to hold. Harry Hook, though, getting two. And EnVyUs coming back. Wow, they just brought that one back around. They're going to take the point.
Yeah, so, I mean, the Sleep Dart, after that Sleep Dart came through on the Taimo, things were looking good for MVP. They started to have that hold, but as soon as Taimo woke up, he said, okay, it's time to do some damage.
Yeah.
Came back out, got those headshots through, and that does allow for EnVyUs to finally cap that point and get the payload moving, but just 3 minutes on the clock for them to move to that second checkpoint.
Well, for whom the bell tolls, time was almost up, but EnVyUs able to capture point A. They've got the payload moving now. I think he's still holding on to that self-destruct.
They need to build up some more ultimates. Internet Hulk almost has that sound barrier. You can see that's going to be the self-destruct thrown through. One fact, doesn't make his way around the corner in time. He does get taken out. Breck gets stunned up, and Taimu finds the headshot because he has good aim.
He certainly does. I've heard Taimu has good aim. But now he's got no life as well. EnVyUs trying to push forward. It looks like they'll keep the payload moving anyway.
Well, Sylph is behind, was able to take out Taimu.
Yeah.
And they could just leave him here, honestly, because the Ana in the back line, she's going to be completely worthless to the rest of her team, but it looks like they will go ahead and kill her in the end, but that's going to be a really staggered respawn from Sylph, so won't be able to rejoin his team. You can see EnVyUs, they've shoved this payload up right in front of the second checkpoint, so nice push coming through from them, and Mickey, he's going to get nano boosted.
Yeah, putting nano boost on him again, tries to get past the Reinhardt, looks for a kill onto Undyne as he chases him off to the side. Taimu looking for kills, but Easy Bro, the one to pick up something on the kill feed. Chipsian going down there. They're going to drop the sound barrier. They really want to take point two here, but why not? Absorbing so much of that with the defensive matrix. That Diva block, so annoying, man. All right, there goes Why Not. Nice flashbang from Taimu. There's another kill, and now the payload should get there.
Yeah, Easy Bro going to do what he can. Has that deflect up, but he gets taken out. Looks like Hulk is able to finish him off with a punch to the face, and that will be the second checkpoint here for EnVyUs. So another 3 minutes on the clock.
Yeah.
As they try to make their way to this final point.
You know, Streets phase is generally a bit snowbally. You don't see teams able to defend or full hold on that point too often. But now here's where it gets tricky. EnVyUs with only about 2:30 left on the clock, like you said, to push this one the whole way in. It's going to be tough.
They've got some good momentum here, but they need to be able to work this payload around the corner. They want to keep this rolling, because if MVP can hold right here, they have 3 ultimates with which to do so. That could shut down EnVyUs.
He's got that Graviton Surge now. He just built it up. Playing on the Zarya, that's not something we've seen a whole lot of in the past, but it is something you can pull out every once in a while. Easy Bro taken down, tries to get some kills with the Dragon Blade, but things going pretty well. Nobody was moving the payload, though, right there. Whoops, but
I mean, Harry Hook
coming in.
Yeah, he's ready. Harry Hook has that Graviton Surge ready to go, as well as that Deadeye from Taimu. If they can couple them together.
Why not? Gets a kill into Harry Hook. He never got to use the Graviton Surge.
Oh, that's going to be a really crucial pickoff, and now Taimu didn't get much with the Deadeye, was able to find one, gets pinned in by Breck, taken out, and then EnVyUs will get shoved back. Just under 2 minutes now for them to try to get back in here and finish this push.
Well, they pushed the payload a long way. They nearly got it there, but a minute 40 left. They need to keep it moving. It's going to roll backwards a little bit, and even if you don't take the third point, you at least want to get that payload as close as you can. There is a part where you can basically get 3 points, quote-unquote, by pushing the payload almost far enough. Harry Hook, we'll see if he can live a little bit longer on Zarya this time.
As they move in. Graviton Surge does throw it out. It's only going to be able to suck in Undyne. Doesn't get too much for his trouble there. A couple kills do come through from EnVyUs, taking out 2. Easy Bro goes down. They're able to find a third as Sylph falls as well. One fact up on this soldier, trying to poke out as best he can. Does have that tack visor available. Pops it, but gets knocked out immediately. Beautiful sleep dart coming through from Chips, and they're able to burn him out. Harry Hook coming up with a kill, but they haven't been able to push this payload much further yet. The staggered respawns coming through from MVP. They're still just keeping EnVyUs contained around the corner.
It's so hard to push this payload the whole way. if you get into this situation, because like you mentioned, man, the staggered respawns, people just kind of coming back consistently. You have to get a pretty clean team fight win. You really have to just wipe them to push the payload the rest of the way most of the time.
Yeah, it was pretty botched. Graviton Surge coming through from Harry Hook. Really wanted to couple that, with something like the Earth Shatter follow-up from Coco, but wasn't able to find it. They do have a couple ultimates to deal with. Taimu rather, almost to that Deadeye yet again. Mickey has the self-destruct. They're gonna have to synergize pretty well. There we go. Big Earth Shatter comes down, still holding on to that self-destruct so far as Mickey doesn't feel the need to toss it out. The payload still hasn't moved up too far though. Breck getting knocked down by the sleep dart's gonna take a little bit of damage. Does fall in the end. Self-destruct down now from Mickey.
Yeah, that's right. Why Not comes back in, gets booped. Able to charge back up again though. Taimu looking for a kill. Onto Why Not. They find it. The payload is rolling. There's a Graviton Surge to catch respawns. EZBro gets through it though, and that payload's still not moving. We're in overtime now.
Yeah, Earthshatter comes through from Breck doing his damage to try to hold this, but doesn't find anybody with the knockdown. Coco's swinging his way towards victory as best as he possibly can, trying to get rid of this enemy. Reinhardt, boop back as the nano boost comes through. Nicely done by Internet Hulk, but is it enough for them to continue the push? MVP, they're doing the best they can to try to hold this in place. And we've just been in overtime for a while. This is going to take down immediately if EnVy gets off the payload.
EnVyUs needs to keep somebody on the payload right now, and there it goes. It's moving in. They finish it. Kings Road done. They get the 3 points, but in overtime. So now the defensive turn for EnVyUs. That was close, and I gotta say, man, this match has delivered a lot more than I thought it would.
Yeah, I was expecting that this would be a much more favored to EnVyUs' side, but MVP, they've been putting up one hell of a fight so far. Really close at the end there, a bit of a nail biter. EnVyUs is able to find the push, but in overtime, as you mentioned, now they have to be looking for a full hold on that first point, or at least a tiebreaker at the end of things.
Yeah.
So EnVyUs, it's going to be a lot of pressure on them as they move forward onto defense.
Well, Internet Hulk on that Symmetra, and it's one of his favorite champions. I would not be surprised at all if he stays on it. I think Symmetra is still pretty good on Kings Row. Let's take a look at that. The end of that last match, it really came down to the wire. Well, let's actually just take a look at where the payload needs to be. And spoiler alert, they need to move it all the way if they want to send things into the time bank round.
Who would have thought?
I know.
You had to push it to the end if the enemy pushes it to the end.
Yeah. Well, EZBro for the moment on that Hanzo. Wonder if he's going to give that a try like Taimu did.
We could see that. It could just be early scouting right off the bat. Throw out the Sonic Arrow. Try to spot what they're running. We'll have to see. Could stick to it. Would be entertaining at the very least. But Internet Hulk will be sticking with the Symmetra.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things where you're running a bit of a gambit with this pick. If he goes down early,
oh, that's
and MVP
such a
is
good
able to move
place.
in.
That is such a good place to put a turret. I'm going to remember that.
Yep, take some notes.
I
know
do,
that you're
actually.
a very big fan of the Symmetra, though.
I love playing Symmetra, and I always love watching where different pros set up their turrets on different maps, and I feel like I always see something new. Because it's constantly changing, Certain spots get known for where Symmetra turrets are, so you have to kind of constantly shift it a little bit. So that's a cool one. I'm going to remember that one. EZBro with the Sonic Arrow.
Oh, actually gets that hit onto Harry Hook, takes him down to about half HP, so he has to heal up.
Not too bad. Harry Hook getting a little bit extra ult charge out of the biotic field with that. Oh, look out.
The Ninja Soldier working his way through.
EZBro coming in now on the Hanzo. Oh man, Coco's so low right now. Gets a heal just in time, I believe. There's a Sonic Arrow to kind of scope out where he is, but Coco back up to full health.
Yeah, again, this isn't the patch with the nerf to the biotic grenade, so Chips is still able to burst heal Coco up with that.
Yeah, not quite yet.
EZBro still trying to poke out as best he can around the
there goes
shield.
Coco.
There we go. Yeah, he is able to take out the Reinhardt. That's going to be a big opener here for MVP. One fact does fall, however. Taimu able to take him out. EZBro still going to be looking for more picks.
Yeah.
Hasn't found a whole lot yet.
Harry Hook, the duel losing to EZBro actually. And there's the Dragon Strike coming in. EnVyUs having to back away here. EZBro getting a little bit low. Takes Mickey out of the Diva suit, gets to the high ground end to safety. EnVyUs just trying to hold on right now. And Internet Hulk doesn't have that ultimate yet.
Yeah, it's just about to come up. Has it now, but might be too late. You see MVP, they shove forward. They're going to get that first tick on the cap, working their way towards the second, and EnVyUs, they're just going to have to let this go, I think, as Taimu and Chips go down. Harry Hook as well to tack onto that, and that'll be a very swift cap
I guess
for
so.
MVP. 2:30 on the capture, and that'll bump them up to 5 minutes.
Wow, so Internet Hulk on that Symmetra, you do get your ult refunded after the enemy takes point A like that. So we'll see if he sticks on it. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and put down the shield generator, as you oftentimes see. And I was talking to him about Symmetra on this map a little while ago, and he was saying that he felt she was still good on the streets phase, even though not a lot of people were playing her there. So I'm glad to see him stick to this. I want to kind of see how it works out.
I mean, you know, that 75 shield could make or break a team fight, really.
It certainly can. And, you know, while you have the ult available, I think you might as well give it a try, right?
Yeah. Now big Graviton Surge potentially from Why Not. Will throw down, sucks in 4 members. That's going to be the Dragon Strike coming through as well from EasyPro, and the kills just tick onto the board for MVP. 4 members going down. Mickey about to lose his mech, and will be just about a full team wipe coming through for MVP. They lose a couple of their own, but they'll be able to keep that payload moving. 4 minutes on the clock, making fantastic pace so far.
Yeah, Coco got a little bit of revenge at the end there, but it wasn't enough to stop MVP from rolling on. And man, what a great combo. And it's like we say, when these guys really do have a good ability to land those big wombo combos. The Graviton Surge and the Dragon Strike, the Dragon Hole, as Monty and I like to call it sometimes. Breck waiting for a chance to use that Earth Shatter as well. There it is, gonna go ahead and use it on Mickey, knock him down the suit. Interesting, trying to get that D.Va out of the way early. There's a self-destruct though. No kills coming in for it. Mickey's gonna respawn up on the high ground, or get the mech back anyway on the high ground.
A bit of a zoner right there from that self-destruct. Looks like they will be able to find Self-Deceased, just completely pouring it off. Harry Hook and Chips will be able to burn him out. So we'll have a nice hold. Good kill onto Breck as he tries to recall. Sleep Dart onto Why Not. They'll take him out. So really nice kills coming through from EnVyUs. So this will let them hold for a bit longer, but 3 minutes still there for MVP to make it to that second checkpoint.
They did a good job, too, of split spawning MVP Infinity. So as you can see, it's going to take them just a few more seconds to set things up before their next offensive push. And where the payload is right now is a good place to kind of hold it, because you can take this corner and kind of just stand in front of it and make it so they can't even contest the payload for a while. We'll see how long they last. EasyPro now on the Roadhog.
Yeah, there's a couple ultimates here as we see thrown out. The whole hog coming through on the time move, coupled with the Nano Boost, just going to shove him right back onto point A.
Wow, are we on point A again suddenly?
Takes out Sylph and EasyPro. Nicely done, but EnVyUs, I mean, they kind of showed the whole hand at the moment with that one. Looks like the Earth Shatter might come up. There it is for Coco. Does have that, as well as Harry Hook almost with Attack Visor. So they trade off 2 ultimates. They have 2 more ready to go. But MVP, they're continuing to stack theirs up as well.
EnVyUs really needs this hold right now. There's the Graviton Surge, though, from MVP Infinity, looking for a few more kills out of that. Internet Hulk and Taimu going down. Breck has a Nano Boost, but not enough health to really use it. Not going to charge ahead. They are going to get to the payload, however, and get that moving again. But EnVyUs has chewed up a lot of time on this clock. And like I said, they finished this map in overtime, so they really want to make MVP do the same thing if they finish it at all.
Yeah, they worked it down to 2 minutes, but now look at the ultimates available for MVP. They have an Earth Shatter, they have a Sound Barrier, as well as Attack Visor, and the whole hog is almost there from EasyPro. There's just 1 ultimate on the side of Envy. That's the Sound Barrier, so they have a ways to go. They're going to throw it out immediately. Big Earth Shatter from Breck, knocking down multiple members, and the Attack Visor from one back is just doing work. Coco gets charged on, gets taken out. Breck finding that kill on his enemy Reinhardt, and MVP looks like they might be able to take this second checkpoint. Hook through from Taimu, but not able to find the kill in time. He gets taken out, and nice push from MVP. They will find that second checkpoint. And it's getting a little hot in here if you're EnVyUs. 3 minutes to full hold this.
Yeah, and another nice 2 ultimate combo from MVP Infinity. That Earth Shatter into the Tactical Visor from Soldier 76, and again, just more of what MVP seems to be so good at. They find these angles to execute these combos that are a little bit more unique than you see a lot of teams do, and you can see it's working well against EnVyUs as they push ahead here.
Yeah, Charge not going to find a target, but Harry Hook is still going to get taken out by that right click from Why Not. Has the Graviton Surge available. Will go down before he's able to use it. And Coco's just swinging away on multiple members of MVP. And that big heal denied from the Biotic Grenade, so had to peel back a little bit. Not able to find those kills, but it isn't enough to stave off MVP's push for a bit longer.
So when this third point began, MVP Infinity had about 30 seconds longer in the time bank than EnVyUs did when they started this third point. So EnVyUs, to their credit, has held MVP Infinity about as well as you could expect in terms of trying to force them into OT. But now this is where it all comes together. EnVyUs can win the map right now, or they can try to get their opponents into overtime. One back, coming in from behind with Attack Visor yet again. He's got it available if he wants to use it. Not quite popping it just yet. They don't even need it, it looks like. EnVyUs getting kills themselves, though, too. This fight's not quite over yet.
Oh, Hulk jumping over that Helix Rocket. And EnVyUs, they will be able to hold this. They take out 4 members of MVP, make that 5, as Sylph will go down. Nicely done by them, and looked like it was going to be a bit grim of a scenario for EnVyUs, but they're able to work their way through it, have those two ultimates available with the Tac Visor and the self-destruct.
That was a really nice jump from Internet Hulk to predict that Helix rocket. Generally, you do find yourself firing those at people's feet just to try to catch him in the blast radius. And so you can kind of tell when a soldier's setting up for it, and if you jump at the right time, you can avoid that damage. So good little move by Internet Hulk to stay alive for the moment. But here comes MVP Infinity. I mean, that Tac Visor.
A bit of an interesting Tac Visor. Yeah, just completely getting blocked out by the shield of Coco. Not able to find any targets. They will get onto Mickey. Looks like they will pop the suit, but he throws out the self-destruct. Can he find any targets with that? No, but Breck does go down.
Yeah.
So big pushing force on the side of MVP, taking out Harry Hook, still holding on to his own Tac Visor. Could go up into that high ground and try to use it, but looks like MVP, they're just going to go ahead and peel back. They only have 38 seconds to deal with. And this payload still has a little ways to go. The rollback's coming through as well. EnVyUs, they might be able to hold this.
This next fight is the last fight. MVP needs to make this one work or they are not going to get 3 points on this map right now. And one of the hardest things in competitive Overwatch is playing into an EnVyUs that has Harry Hook on Soldier with the ult.
Yeah, but they do have that Dragon Blade coming through from Easy Bro, jumping down off the top, gets hooked in immediately, and Taimu takes him out, follows up on with a kill onto Why Not. One fact is able to take out Mickey, but 3 members, Taimu just working through the roster of MVP Infinity, the hero of EnVyUs. Looks like he might have just saved this map for EnVyUs. There we go.
Honestly.
That is going to be the overtime ticking down, and EnVyUs, they will find a map of their own.
What a hook by Taimu at the end there, and you're absolutely right, Achilleos, man. That was the crucial play there in that defense. EnVyUs will tie up this series 1-1. They're going to win Kings Row, and man, we are really in for a great best of 5 here. But I think EnVyUs really kind of coming back together again that match. They looked a lot more coordinated. They looked a lot more themselves, you know?
That was the perfect hook from Taimu.
It really was.
You put this guy on Roadhog, you have to expect great things from him, but man, that was pretty much the winner right there for MVP. If that Dragon Blade was successful, from one fact, that was pretty much going to be the game in their favor.
Well, you know he was going to hunt down Harry Hook too, because that Soldier 76, that tactical visor, really going to be one of those things that, you know, doesn't necessarily kill people, but keeps you from pushing forward. And at sub 30 seconds, they needed to get that push going. So it was a good try from MVP Infinity. Again, you know, I feel like they're playing pretty well in this match overall. But
oh, for sure, both teams are.
EnVyUs just a little bit too strong there. So let's look at that play of the game. Looks like it's going to be Internet Hulk on the Lucio.
It's got to be that boop on the nano boosted Reinhardt for sure.
Probably. It's always nice to see a Lucio play the game, and you know it's always going to involve an environmental kill.
Almost certainly. Wait.
Wait for it. Oh, well, I guess that was that.
Okay, well, never mind. I was wrong.
That's the expression I had after watching that play of the game, too.
In fact, was not the play that I really thought it was going to be. It was just something completely different.
In fact, there were many more plays in that game that I think were better plays. But be that as it may, we are all tied up here, guys, on OGN Apex Season 2, day number 1, MVP Infinity taking on EnVyUs. And do not go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, map number 3, see who takes the lead. We'll join you then. And welcome back to OGN Overwatch Apex Season 2, energized by HOT6. I'm going to have fun saying that all season long.
I'm so energized!
Man, I'm energized after those first 2 maps. Dude, MVP Infinity coming out fighting here in their first match in Apex, taking down EnVyUs on Ilios, and then EnVyUs fighting back, winning King's Row, and here we have a map 3 all tied up. Couldn't ask for anything more out of our first best of 5.
Definitely not. I mean, 1-1 to kick things off, so no match point yet will be decided by this third map. But both teams looking insanely strong against each other at the moment. And I mean, that just makes me so excited for the rest of the teams in this league, because MVP Infinity was one of the ones that we were kind of sleeping on, I guess.
Well, we did.
But
the thing is, I called them the weakest team to come out of the 4 teams, to come out of the promotions. And
exactly.
If you watch those promotions, I don't think you can really argue with that. But today, they're looking great.
That's what I'm saying. If MVP Infinity can look this strong, imagine how strong Runaway is going to look. Imagine how strong LW Blue is going to look as we move forward. The meta Athena as well.
You know, I think the big thing, though, with MVP Infinity to look at is, though, although they're still carrying on some of their characteristics from the promotions, as we see that Temple of Anubis is our next map, they did change 3 of their members. So half of the team today is different than the team that played in promotions too. So I think those changes that they made were clearly an upgrade. Things are working out great for them so far. We'll see if they can channel this into a win. But, you know, win or not today, there's certainly going to be a team in Apex to be taken seriously here in future matches. We're going to Temple of Anubis, though, Achilleos.
Yep, we're moving over to that 2-point capture. We'll see how they fare. EnVyUs, 1-1 on this map, I believe.
Yeah, in recent big tournaments, I believe you're right there. And so we'll see how they do. This was MVP Infinity's map choice, of course. And we are approaching, and we are in Korea, too, which is important for this reason, because we are, actually. If you didn't know that, we are in South Korea right now. And in South Korea, Achilleos, teams love to dive.
They do. They do love to dive, so we could see that famed dive comp coming out. Maybe throw a Winston and a Zenyatta into the mix, though.
I'd love to see it. Let's get in the game and find out.
I get it.
Welcome to Temple of Anubis. There's sand everywhere. Anakin Skywalker doesn't like sand. It gets everywhere. It gets in places.
You know,
it's coarse. It's not soft, like by the lake on Naboo.
I'm like one of those. I'm one of those few people that actually kind of just hates going to the beach, because I hate the feeling of sand between my toes.
Really?
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
I liked going to the beach until recently.
I broke my toe.
I was running on a beach, and then my toe hit a rock that was hidden under the sand and broke. Now I'm not as big of a fan of beaches, but before that I liked them a lot. I'll probably go back. I'm not going to let this ruin my love of beaches. You know what I mean? The ocean is a beautiful place.
You have,
come on, you got to give me more than that,
It's
man.
not for me. I kind of have thalassophobia.
What?
Thalassophobia.
Oh, thalassophobia. Oh, I thought, okay. I thought you said something else there. So, we're on Temple of Anubis, guys. EnVyUs taking up the defense in the blue. Apparently, we've switched colors. Hooray. And MVP Infinity in red on the offense. Easy drill once again on that Genji. And while we don't see a full-on dive comp, we do see the Genji. We do see pressure be exerted by the 2-2-2 that has become a bit more popular lately.
Yeah, but look at this. We're actually at the quad tank coming through from EnVyUs. Internet Hulk swapping over to the Winston, and it's going to be a solo heal coming out of Chips.
Well, it's quad tank in a way that generally only EnVyUs does, too, where they're going to run that single healer, just Chips Ion on the Ana. Internet Hulk on that Winston like he's so good at. Coco charging in, and they're going to pick up a couple early kills. Looks like MVP Infinity going to go back to the drawing board for this push.
Yeah, that's going to put a big stop on that one. Harry Hook with a nice little snap over to take out Easy Bro. Just a couple members of MVP able to slink their way back towards the spawn. But huge stop coming through already, so MVP is making nice work with this quad tank composition.
Yeah. Yeah, we've
major
seen
swaps
them-
coming through from MVP now.
We've seen them use, we've seen EnVyUs rather, use this comp defensively on maps like Gibraltar, but I haven't seen them use it on Anubis yet. Looking well so far, but like you mentioned, big changes. Easy Bro on the Roadhog. I almost called it a Taimu. And one fact on the Reaper now.
They're kind of synonymous at this
I
point.
think they need to rename Roadhog Taimu at this point. It is his champion now, or his hero. How am I doing that today? Harry Hook with another kill on the one fact. Oh, the hook.
Yep.
Brings in Why Not. Goodbye.
Yeah, big hook coming through. I mean, taking out Why Not is so crucial for EnVyUs because swapping over to that Reaper, it's going to be the one that tries to bust these tanks, but if he just keeps getting picked off, it's going to be a pretty rough time for MVP. So far, haven't really been able to work their way in. Every time they push up that right-hand side, try to get it over onto the bridge, they just keep getting shut out. So might have to change up their strategy, maybe move around the left side of the map.
Yep. And now, you know, the Reaper generally is something very good to run to a lot of tanks, and they're going to show us why. Because here comes the Nano Boost, he avoids the hook, and now EnVyUs needs to be careful here. Nice Earth Shatter, knocks him down. Coco's going to get him with the charge. A dangerous moment, but EnVyUs responding well. Nano Boost onto Harry Hook along with that TAC Visor, and whoa, he got him with a Helix Rocket. EnVyUs on fire right now, man.
Yeah, and they'll take out Undyne to finish off that push. Nicely done by them. And shutting down one fact, of course, obviously didn't have the Death Blossom, didn't build up much meter at all during that time, but getting rid of the Nano Boost immediately, that was really well played by Coco to immediately have that Earth Shatter into the charge to just take out the Reaper. So nicely done by EnVyUs. Have that self-destruct ready to go, as well as the Primal Rage from Internet Hulk. So should be able to have an easy time holding this point. Easy Bro gets a hook in on the Taimu, but gets taken out. The second Roadhog always wins.
Yeah, I know. That's he who hooks first, dies first. Harry Hook trying to avoid this demon now, has to back away. Just be careful, he's finally going to get taken down. Sylph with the nice boop kill there. One fact though, having to back away. Hit with the biotic grenade, needs to take some time, get healed. Now normally, the Reaper is pretty good against a lot of tanks, but Harry Hook on the Soldier 76 kind of changes that because you have to deal with that medium to long range damage coming in as you try to approach the tank. So it's actually much harder to use the Reaper in this situation against the tanks.
Oh boy, well, MVP, they're going to be trying to push forward here, have a couple ultimates of their own. It's going to be the self-destruct thrown out by Mickey. Finds two, takes out Breck and Easy Bro. Really nicely done. Why Not will take out Coco with a self-destruct of his own, but EnVyUs taking out 3 members should be able to hold firm here on point A.
Yeah, looking good so far. Just 35 seconds about left for MVP to make this push work. They've got some ultimates to work with 4, in fact, a pretty good start.
Nice
hook. No, but there's a hook onto Why Not. This could be bad for MVP Infinity. I don't know if they can do this 5v6. They've only got 20 seconds left.
Yeah, this is looking really bad for MVP. They do have multiple ultimates available, but they have to be able to execute on them. They have to get everybody back here and settles very quickly. Why Not does have that respawn, will be jetting his way over, but it's do or die time for them. They have to get through this potential Nano Boost TAC Visor of Harry Hook. See, they're going to go ahead, boost up one fact, has the Death Blossom ready to go, hasn't thrown it out yet. Earth Shatter coming through, knocks out a couple members, gets on the Taimu, takes them out. This is going to be a good push so far for MVP. 3 members of EnVyUs down, and more getting taken out as Harry Hook falls, and Mickey out of that suit will fall as well. Looks like MVP might have found their way onto point A finally.
I certainly have, man. In overtime. Somebody's blocking it, though. What? Who?
No, it's just capping.
Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. It's oh, never mind. The overtime bar wasn't moving. It confused me for a second. It's been a while since I've cast Overwatch. I'm just so excited about this match, man. MVP Infinity, though, finally getting that first point. They're going to move on to point B. But not a lot of time yet to tank. Maybe about 3.5 minutes here.
They did get a lot of ultimates out from EnVyUs though, so they have to build those back up. One fact, never had to use the Death Blossom, which would be really crucial for MVP taking this point.
Well, Harry Hook disrupting the team with that May Ice Wall. Breck on the run. He just threw himself into a corner and died there. One fact, on the wall, nearly gets frozen. The sound barrier keeping MVP Infinity healthy for the moment. Looking to land those right clicks. Gets one, has to ice block to stay alive though for the moment. And Taimu on the Reaper now.
Yeah, but they're going to go ahead and shove one back, almost wall him off. He was placed a little bit too far to keep contained into that choke point, but that will be MVP staved off for a bit, and that buys some time for EnVyUs to start building up these ultimates. You can see Taimu swapping over to the Reaper already at 70%, so he'll have a counter Death Blossom of his own, and Chips about to have that Nano Boost. So EnVy will be in a nice place to be able to hold this off.
Yeah, good instant hero changes when they move to point B. No confusion about who is playing what. and they're well situated to hold this. I mean, point B on Temple of Anubis is one of the most notorious points to try to siege as offense. It's really hard to take.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, nano boost onto one fact. He comes in with that Reaper, comes around the ice wall, trying to avoid that self-destruct. Gonna Wraith Form through it. Still has a Death Blossom if he wants to use it. He's gonna drop it now, and wow, one fact finds a big ultimate.
Yeah, takes out 4 members overall with that. And looks like Mickey, he'll lose his mech, will go down, and that might just be a cap coming through for MVP. They're gonna start stacking this one up, get that first tick. Harry Hook gonna buy some time, goes in with the ice block, waiting for the rest of his members to respawn. Is able to get the blizzard out in time, but doesn't look like he's gonna lock anybody up.
Yeah, it's all about delaying right now. EnVyUs needs to kind of try to regroup somehow as they filter back onto the point, but that Earth Shatter is going to cause a lot of problems in doing that. Mickey staying alive for just a moment, gets taken down. That should be about it, maybe. Oh, he gets Harry Hook before he gets on the point, and EnVyUs, yep, I guess maybe that point isn't too hard to take sometimes.
Yeah, minute and 48 remaining there.
Wow.
For MVP, so looking really rough on point A, but point B there. You know, they have to poke in a little bit. They lose Breck. They gather themselves. They come back in and they find some success. They're able to get that. So now Envy going to have to beat the time of a minute and 48 seconds. We'll see if they're able to do that. Might be time for a dive comp.
Could be. I mean, EnVyUs certainly has the tools in their toolbox to do that. Internet Hulk can always switch over to that Winston, but I think we're going to probably see them go for something a bit more standard. We'll see. Yeah, looking like it so far. Harry Hook on that Reaper now, expecting to run into a lot of tanks on the MVP Infinity side.
Let's see what Easy Bro wants to lock in. So far is the only one that's undecided on the MVP roster. Will be the Genji.
All right, defensive Genji.
So it's going to be him on that, and one fact coming through yet again with the McCree. So potential for a really strong hold. I was hoping for maybe a Widowmaker from somebody, but so far has not shown himself. That feel when you get a Hanzo and not a Widowmaker.
Yeah,
Sad times.
Hanzo's good on some maps, but you know the worst feeling though is like when you're in the ranked game that I was in today, when you have a Hanzo and a Widowmaker on your team. It's like
There's no such thing as too many snipers, Della.
Yeah, there is. There's such a thing. The number is 2. Too many snipers.
Well, I mean 3 because you probably have an Ana.
Well, that's true. I guess 2 snipers is okay. It's like an Ana and a Widowmaker, or Ana and a Hanzo. Hanzo and Widowmaker.
Never the double
though,
DPS.
Nah, I don't think so.
All right. Oh,
there we go.
Oh, maybe I actually get my wish. Taimu might have heard me in the
Widowmaker main Achilleos is very excited now.
I am. I'm very excited and very much a filthy Widowmaker main. Taimu will be sticking with this. Harry Hook coming through. He's going to pop up in the air. Doesn't quite get high enough to poke out over top of that shield of Breck. So
Looking to find people.
He's going to be weakening that shield very quickly, though.
Yeah, it's one of the nice things about Widowmaker, man. Don't need to tell you, you can take down that Reinhardt shield very quickly.
Misses the headshot.
Oh, he finds one fact, though.
I was going to say misses why not, but takes out one fact, and arguably that's going to be a much more crucial pick from him.
I think one fact thought he was a little bit farther behind that wall than he was.
Oh, Taimu knock on a 1 HP, and Easy Bro comes around the side, is able to take him out.
Yeah.
See if he wants to stick through with the Widowmaker, if he's going to swap off. Only got about 40% charge on the ultimate so far.
Yeah, Undying with the kill on the Chips Ion. MVP Infinity forcing back EnVyUs here.
There we go. Swaps over to the Roadhog.
Yeah, good start for EnVyUs. And remember, EnVyUs needs to capture both points to win this, or to keep going in this map anyway.
Yeah, they don't want to go down to, match point and potentially lose this first best of 5.
Yep.
MVP having a really strong hold, building up those ultimates as best as they can, and is still a ways away from most of theirs. Almost have the nano boost of Chips, but might not give them a whole lot unless Harry Hook can really get right into the backside of MVP. They have the wraparound, so they have the fast track onto this point.
Yeah, trying to get down now, starting to filter in one by one from the high ground. Harry Hook dropping down behind Breck, gets a nano boost, has to Wraith Form immediately though. A lot of that nano boost going to be wasted, but Breck charging out of the fight, takes down Coco, and Harry Hook not surviving long enough to really do anything. And MVP Infinity routing EnVyUs right now.
Yeah, crucial biotic grenade coming through from Undying, just making sure that Harry Hook, he couldn't really do anything. Went into the Wraith Form, came out, immediately gets denied on the heels, and they take him out. And MVP, they get the hold. They're about to have 6 ultimates available to them, and it's just 2 minutes left here for EnVyUs.
Yeah, things looking a little bit dire already for EnVyUs. You know, MVP Infinity did take the first point during overtime, so it's not like we couldn't see EnVyUs repeat the same thing. Here comes the Dragon Blade for EasyBro now. Goodbye, Harry Hook. He's got the Nano Boost too. Internet Hulk. Coco chips the entire team nearly. MVP Infinity tearing EnVyUs apart right now.
Yeah, this is looking so bad for EnVyUs and MVP. They didn't have to really use much. They just used the two ultimates there in conjunction with each other, the Nano Boost and the Dragon Blade. They still have 4 that you could use the hold with, including that Deadeye. So if they get that massive Earth Shatter from Breck, you could just see a full team wipe coming through from one back.
Mickey trying to dislodge some of the members from the high ground there. Why not come back in with the Graviton Surge? And one fact, looking for something with the Deadeye.
He pops the mech from Mickey.
He does, it's pretty big, but he's gonna use the self-destruct. That was a bit of a desperation move from Mickey, but he does kill Why Not somehow with that. And EnVyUs making it onto the point right now. A minute remaining, and maybe they will end up being the ones with a bit more time in the time bank going into point B.
I don't know how these guys do it. Every time it looks so dire for EnVyUs, they manage to cap the point. So they will be coming in 5 minutes on the clock compared to the 4 that MVP had when they were advancing onto point B.
I mean, that's the thing about Overwatch, man. I mean, you need to stay diligent through the entire round. You can't drop your guard for 1 second and that happens.
Things can just change in the blink of an eye, as we just saw. Harry Hook dashing around trying to find this kill, and the one back makes it into the Wraith form, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough for him to get out of there. Jack Visor coming through with the Nano Boost. So far, just going to be the Reaper down. Harry pushing forward, trying to get onto Breck, but he has that shield up. He's going to dash forward, gets a big swing onto Harry Hook. He's able to get into the corner, drops his E. Isn't enough to keep him alive. Trying to find the kill onto Silph. Can he get it? Not going to happen. No. 3 members of EnVyUs go down, and MVP, they will hold for a bit longer here. As we can see, 3 ultimates available to them. Almost 4, as Why Not's about to have another Graviton Surge available. And EnVyUs rather, they're just going to have to try to poke in, build up their ultimates as quickly as they possibly can, and get that cap through before the 2-minute mark.
Doesn't get much more scary when you've got Lucio bobbing back and forth in front of you. When you're low health, you're like, no.
Oh boy.
EasyBro pulls out the Dragon Blade with that Nano Boost. And I think EnVyUs is in pretty big trouble. Gypsyon taken down immediately. EasyBro a little bit low though, but not low enough to die. And MVP Infinity still going to hold. Coco taken out in the back of that fight as well. Mickey popped out of the suit. And it'd be almost better if he died at this point because...
Yeah, he looks like he's going to go ahead.
Suitless.
Run back to the point, swap onto another character, swap back onto the D.Va. So he'll lose that 20% charge. Or could just come out with the Zarya, actually.
I think it's a good idea, honestly, at this point. You know, you need to make a little bit more headway.
Oh man,
time move. Not doing it.
Lining up these right clicks onto EasyBro, almost took him out. See one fact, up top has that Death Blossom ready to go. Not being very stealthy though, he is firing at the members of EnVyUs, so they know exactly where he is. They burn him down a bit, those shots from Chips coming through, and he will have to peel back.
And they love to just get Chips in there on point B on this map with the Nano Boost too. And so we'll see if they can do that. One fact coming in though, and he's getting the upper hand big time, man. Doesn't even need to use that Death Blossom. And still, 2:30 remaining for EnVyUs, so they're not out of it just yet, but they need to set up a bit more of a successful push than what they've done so far.
Yeah, this is looking really dire at this point. Have the 2 ultimates available, 3 now that the sound barrier is coming up for them, but they're not really going to be able to cap this and have a larger time bank than MVP, which puts them in a pretty disadvantaged position.
Just waiting to try to sneak Harry Hook in there. The Nano Boost. See if they can do it.
EnVyUs have to play this so cleanly if they're going to win this point.
Yeah.
Clock ticking down, just about to go under 2 minutes. MVP have a plethora of ultimates available to them. EnVyUs still stacking up on theirs. Taimu not yet having that Blizzard would be a really crucial one to get that zone control over this point B.
You could get it pretty quick. See how fast you can
build
it up.
80%. Sound barrier going to come through from Envy as they try to push in. One fact getting boosted, gets knocked down immediately into the pin. And he's still alive though, hasn't fallen. And MVP, they're firing back. They find 3 kills, 4 kills as EasyBro finishes off Harry Hook. 5 as Internet Hulk goes down. That's going to be the ace coming through as EnVyUs loses all members. Nice defense coming through from MVP.
That was so close to going the other way, but Silph got the sound barrier in at just the crucial moment, keeping people alive. And MVP Infinity fighting back. Now, the nice thing for EnVyUs is that they still have the Nano Boost to deal with, and now Taimu finally has that Blizzard ready to go. So a minute remaining. They've got about maybe 2 pushes left here, this one and the next one, but you know, if they dedicate the ults to this push, it's going to be pretty hard to make it work. There's a wall trying to separate the team. He's going to drop the Blizzard on the low ground. Breck frozen up, right clicks from Taimu, making things work. And now EnVyUs looking maybe a little bit better at the beginning of this fight.
The crucial picks, Easy Bro going forward though, has that Dragon's Blade, but he gets taken out. Chip sniping him at a distance, getting rid of that Genji. You can see Sylph dashing around on the top of the pillars, trying to buy as much time as he possibly can, but not going to do
Lucio,
a whole
so
lot
annoying.
of good for him. Before the team does get a bit of time in, Harry Hook getting knocked down. They lose chips to that Earth Shatter.
Well, the kills are so staggered that the respawns already started coming in, and you really got to hand it to Sylph, again, the hero here, for just keeping them from getting any control meter built up. EnVyUs backed into the corner now. I think he gets the kill again onto Breck, but they're going to need a bit more.
Graviton Surge coming through, locking up multiple members. Harry Hook looking like he might go down. Can he get into the Wraith form? Doesn't have it. Easy Bro, who swapped over to that Tracer, is able to take him out in time. And now Hulk trying to be the hero for his team, not able to do so. Coco, he's probably just going to have to charge right in. Big miss on the Pulse Bomb by Easy Bro, but it doesn't really matter. He has chips contained. Coco's the only one on the point, and now it's ticking down in overtime. Looks like MVP will be able to take this, pushing us to match point. MVP 2-1 over EnVyUs.
Wow, what can you say? MVP Infinity just really, really coming to play today and giving EnVyUs, our reigning champion, a run for their money. Cool to see. And I gotta, again, point out Sylph is really, in my opinion, being the MVP of the point B defense there. Again, that crucial sound barrier to defeat that one push by EnVyUs. And then in the second one, after everybody dies, staying up on the roof, being so hard to kill that he gives his team time to respond. That is great Lucio play right there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that EnVyUs had him, but he was able to just be such a evasive Lucio, just hovering around the top side of the map and bought enough time for the respawns to come through. And MVP, again, looking so strong.
Yeah, became ultra annoying, the epitome of Lucio. So EnVyUs looking a little bit worried here, man. They've got to win the next map, or they are going to find themselves the losers in the first match here in Apex Season 2.
Yeah, not a way you want to kick off your season as the returning champion of the league.
Yeah, we'll see what map they choose here. It's going to be an escort map, I believe.
Gonna have to think
Yep.
rather carefully about this one.
Now, Route 66 traditionally hasn't been super great for them, so yeah, I'm not surprised at all to see them choose Watchpoint Gibraltar. They're fine on offense, but more than that, EnVyUs is really good on defense in Watchpoint Gibraltar. They run that single heal with Harry Hook on the 76, Internet Hulk back on the Winston, and so they're very confident in first point holds on this map defensively. So we'll see if they can get themselves back in this match.
Yeah, they're going to be looking to take us to a Game 5 and not just get closed out in a 3-1 by MVP. You can see so far it's been flipping back and forth, MVP, then EnVyUs, then MVP. So maybe we will see 5 games in our first set of the night here, Doa.
Quite possibly, and I'm not complaining, man. I'm happy Apex is back. We've got a great match to start things off with. We're going to Gibraltar, and we're going to see if Team EnVyUs can hold on in this best of 5. It's win or lose here as we move into map 4. Let's see who takes it. All right, welcome to Watchpoint Gibraltar. It's supposed to be a secret base, but it's huge and they're launching rockets from it, so I don't know if that's going to really work out so well for you, Overwatch. I think it's supposed to be a secret base anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that you would want the location of all of your world's heroes to be somewhat secretive.
Winston is kind of like a squatter there. He's supposed to be paying rent. Nobody knows he's there. He's hanging out there. I guess Athena, the computer, knows he's there. She doesn't mind, though.
It's his only friend.
Oh, Wrath of the Bastion.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see Attack Bastion.
This is what happens when the bird's not around to keep him calm.
You know, surprisingly, we did have some Attack Bastion in the promotion tournament. It was a little odd, but it does happen every now and then.
Sure. I mean, Bastion's a strong hero. He's not a hero that works into many comps these days, but he certainly does have situations that he works into.
If I'm correct, I think that Watchpoint Gibraltar was actually the last map that EnVyUs played in the Apex Finals when they beat Afrika Blue 4-0.
You might be right.
I think that was it, because Afrika Blue, I remember them specifically starting to run an Attack Bastion right at the end of the game when they lost. Just charging forward. Didn't work out, oddly enough.
It's tons of fun. Harry Hook again on that Soldier 76. No big shock there. Pretty standard triple tank comp coming out from EnVyUs on the push.
And they're just going to be playing back toward the hangar.
Undyne's actually going to be running that Zenyatta on defense rather than the Lucio here. And if you set up defensively on the high ground here, Zenyatta really does work out a bit better. You have a lot of clear lines of sight for the Orb of Harmony on your teammates, and you can dish out a lot of long-range damage too. So I like the choice.
Just have to be really careful because somebody like Harry Hook on that Soldier, he knows how to line up those Helix rockets, so you have to be playing very evasively as the Zenyatta constantly moving back and forth, not giving him an opportunity to line up that right click because he will just take you out in an instant.
Yeah, man, or you just play the Bloodthirsty Zenyatta and kill him first.
Could do that. I know that that's your style.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't work for everybody, though, Noah.
Yes, I do. World's best Zenyatta right here.
He's been claiming to be the world's best at a lot of things today.
Oh, yeah. I only speak the truth, man. Just how it is. Taimu hiding. He knows there'll be an orb of discord on him as soon as he shows his face. That Reinhardt shield getting very low, and they might go in. There's a nano boost onto Mickey again as they charge forward. Hook onto Breck from behind. Easy Bro going down too. One fact pops that tac visor though. Easy Bro gets a couple kills. And it looks like MVP Infinity is going to trade blow for blow with EnVyUs as this payload keeps moving.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Got that nano boost as well. Is able to take out Harry Hook, and now it's going to be a battle of the divas. You can see Sylph getting jumped on now by Mickey, trying to take him out, just whipping his camera back and forth, lining up the shots.
Yeah.
He's going to lose that mech, throws up the self-destruct, takes the hammer to the face, but won't find anything for his troubles with that ultimate. So EnVyUs will get stopped in the tracks, but they push the payload right in front of the first checkpoint.
Okay, so they got it most of the way. They would have liked, obviously, to finish point A with that push, but, you know, they can come through security now if they want to. They can come down from the high ground. They've got a couple options. Yeah, we'll see what they decide to do.
And they have to be fast because the rollback is coming through in favor of MVP. And if he gets back to that underpass, it's gonna be
that's
bad
a
times.
hook.
Oh, Taimu, though. Beautiful hook onto Sylph as he jumps down, pulls him in, and takes him out, gets rid of that Ana right off the bat. Taimu does go down as Easy Bro pushes him off, but Harry Hook on this high ground is just ripping through the remaining members of MVP. Takes out Why Not with the help of Chips. Takes a bit of damage from his counterpart Soldier. But it looks like that will be the first checkpoint coming through from EnVyUs. 4 minutes on the clock for the push through the hangar.
Yeah, EnVyUs, they have the ultimates now. They have the momentum, and you already see Harry Hook charging forward here.
Goodbye, Easy Bro.
Yeah, you want to try to roll this one as fast as possible. Gets the kill onto Easy Bro.
I feel when you die, your body lands on top of the bed kit.
I know, right? It's like, come on.
Feels
You can't,
bad, man.
I mean, every other time you touch it, it just heals you. But if you're dead, you don't.
For some
Scumbag
reason, it
health
does
kit.
not bring you back to life.
No.
Feels
It's a
little
health
bit
kit,
broken.
not a life kit.
That would make Sombra really broken if that's how that works. But
Wow, they're going to pop the Transcendence. Brett coming down there. That was a brave move, but they're backing him up with the Zenyatta ultimate. Mickey, though, has a sound barrier. They take down Breck. Yeah, I got to wonder if maybe Breck didn't mean to fall down there and they just reacted and tried to make something out of it because that did not work out too well.
yeah, that was a bit of a halt in the communication, I think, by MVP, and maybe just a misplay, as you said, by Breck accidentally falling off the top of the ship.
Could have been. It's hard to say. They could have meant to do that, but if they did, I don't think it was the greatest engage.
Yeah, I mean, using your Zenyatta ultimate on only your Reinhardt.
I think it was a reactionary save. Transcendence. One fact coming in with the tac visor now. The nano boost as well. Not finding any kills with it though. Drops that biotic field to keep his team safe. And EnVyUs does have to back away. Coco finally going down. Yeah, EnVyUs gonna have to regroup a little bit here. Harry Hook though trying to fight back with the tac visor himself. A lot of that getting blocked though by the Diva. Why not? Doing work. Harry Hook still not dislodged from the second tier though.
Yeah, I can see Why Not coming back forward. Mech's going low, so he can't really pursue this much further.
That time over on the McCree now.
Yeah, swaps over. That's going to be self-destruct in. Blocked out by the shield from Breck, so Mickey not going to be able to find anything.
Somehow Breck got a kill on the Chip's eye in there. Didn't see if he maybe nailed it with a fire strike or Chips got a little bit too close. Didn't see that one.
Could have been, but you can see Why Not's been pretty much relegated to just Harry Hook duty this entire time.
Uh-oh, it's high noon.
It is. Taimu looking to line up a target. Doesn't really have much available to him. Yeah, so just going to let that one expire. Doesn't get much, but then pushes forward. Says, you know what, I don't really need the Deadeye. Find kills. Moves up, takes out one fact in very swift fashion. And just 2 meters to go to get the second checkpoint. 2 minutes on the clock here from EnVyUs. Looking pretty likely that they're going to be able to take this one as Mickey is able to take out Sylph and Easy Bro. Harry Hook, right click, able to take out Breck, and that should be the second checkpoint coming through for EnVyUs.
LC trying to take on Undyne there. One fact up on the high ground. Here comes Why Not again.
Well, the respawns are coming through for MVP. They actually might be able to hold this one. Harry Hook pops attack visor, takes out One Fact, trying to get on the Why Not. Mana Boost coming through. Nice dodge on that pulse bomb, keeping himself alive, and takes out Easy Bro for the style play.
Harry Hook is so good on this 76. It's a pleasure to watch, man.
Yep.
EnVyUs trying to just clean up. Why not yet again? There we go. Should finally have it there. Yeah, Mickey pops self-destruct just for safety's sake. And they get point B, so here's where it gets tricky. MVP Infinity, or I should say EnVyUs, doing a pretty good job throughout the hangar phase of not allowing Infinity to get that high ground defensive position quite situated, but it could have gone better. That point probably took a little bit longer than they were hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, as much as Harry Hook was able to sit into that high ground,
Yeah.
they didn't get a whole lot done as quickly as they would like. So EnVyUs going to be trying to get this home stretch coming through as they move towards point C.
And Why Not is
Ultimates
just
to deal with.
Why Not has just been on Operation Kill Harry Hook, but Mickey finally figuring that out right now. Earthshatter comes through. EnVyUs, though, not really being phased by it. Or I read that was Coco's Earthshatter, my bad. Either way, things looking good for EnVyUs.
Why not? Going to lose that mech yet again. Flashbang disconnected. Taimu, he lines up the headshot. It's going to be 2 members going down as Easy Bro was found out by Coco.
Yep.
Can't deflect those hammer swings. And now Harry Hook with that tack visor, keeping Breck completely stuck towards the spawn. Should be able to find a couple more kills, if not just the full push coming through.
And if you get a soldier holding over this end here, it's really hard to push out his defense. They managed to charge out. They've got the sun barrier to do it with. Gonna pop that self-destruct.
On both
EnVyUs
sides.
not losing anyone, though, for it. And they're gonna keep pushing.
Undyne goes down. Self-save will take out Taimu, however. And the Divas will trade, and it looks like EnVyUs are going to be winning the battle for now. 4 members, 5 members dead. Breck, the last one alive on the side of MVP.
Nobody's
They take him
able-
out. There we go. EnVyUs will be able to complete the push with 1 minute and 11 seconds remaining. Make a wish, Noah.
In the end, make a wish. I wish for world peace. There you go.
111.
Oh, is that how it works? Oh, okay. 111 left on the clock. Clearly, there's something I don't know here. But, at the end, Harry Hook really in a position where nobody on MVP Infinity could really do anything about him. And when you've got that sort of fire covering the exit doors for the defense, it's pretty tough to stop the payload.
Yeah, so now MVP going to have to push all the way towards the end if they want to be able to potentially close out right here with a 3-1. Otherwise, EnVyUs decently well set up to take us to a 5th and final map.
Yeah, so this is exactly the situation that EnVyUs wanted to produce on Gibraltar, because it's like we mentioned before the map went in, EnVyUs has a really good defensive record on this one as far as holds on point A goes. You can see that comp that I was talking about earlier. Internet Hulk on the Winston, Harry Hook on the Soldier 76, and running that single healer in Chip Science Anna. Everybody knows they run this, but it is so hard to stop them on Gibraltar point A.
Sure, now we can see them moving back towards that quad tank that they have. We saw on Anubis, Harry Hook coming through on the Soldier. Chip's going to be the solo heal on the Anna, with the Internet Hulk flexing over towards Winston. So
Yeah.
we'll be giving this one another go. It worked out pretty well for point A of Temple of Anubis. See how they manage it on a payload.
It did, and the reason why you have Internet Hulk swap over to Winston here too is because when you have the Soldier 76 and the Anna up on the high ground, they can be vulnerable to things like the Genji, which we see Easy Bro running, or perhaps the Winston. But if you add your own Winston and you have the Anna to help and protect him, it's really, really hard to get rid of Anna and 76 on the high ground. And so MVP Infinity, I think they know exactly what they're going to be playing into. I'm really curious to see if they're going to be able to dislodge this.
Nice immediate block there by Why Not, making sure they don't take any chip damage as they come out the gates.
Yep.
Pushing forward. EnVyUs actually playing a bit further forward than we saw MVP on their defense. So they will
certainly
be
are.
moving up, and they actually are able to take out Undyne. Taimu finding that kill.
Works
so
out.
EnVyUs trying to maintain that high ground before they get into the underpass. Looks like they will now go ahead and peel back. But getting a nice early pick.
I do like MVP Infinity's comp for fighting against this. They have some long-range poke from McCree, they have some dive from Winston and Genji, so they really are set up about as well as I think you can be compositionally to fight against this. But it's all about the execution. I mean, EnVyUs is so good at doing this defense, and they're actually going to swap to the Tracer.
There we go.
Looking for even more dive.
Yeah, so not going to have the Zenyatta for those really long-range heals, but they'll just be relying on self-sniping out his teammates.
Yeah.
But One Fact moving over. This is going to be
yeah.
the true dive comp. So One Fact dashing his way into the hangar. Will be looking for that high ground, trying to disrupt the members of EnVyUs who've been sitting up here.
Yeah.
And they're getting a nice solid push on this payload so far.
Well,
hasn't been tested really.
I mean, look at the kill feed, though, right? One fact was killed by Mickey. So, like I said, Mickey was absolutely ready for the attacks that would come onto Harry Hook and Chip Cyan on the high ground. It's kind of Internet Hulk's job to disrupt the push a bit, and Mickey's job to fly back up and defend people. So, it's already working quite well. They saw that Tracer coming a mile away, and so far so good for EnVyUs' defense here.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and change up a lot of stuff here. Breck, or rather, one fact swapping over onto the soldier now.
Looks like they're going to just try to grind their way in there.
It's going to be rough. The payload's in a really rough spot right by that underpass.
Yep.
We're going to try to find priority on it, but boom,
Wow.
Harry Hook, big Helix rocket, takes out Undyne and one fact in one fell swoop. Nice pickups by him, and Taimu is able to finish off Breck. Why not? But they'll let him sit in his maybe Diva for a little bit longer before they kill him.
Yeah, huge split spawn here. Oh, and the hook in the end. It hurts bad.
That's the worst
but
feeling when you're just surrounded by like 5 enemies. You're out of your mech. You know what they're going to do. You know that they're going to kill you. They're just keeping you alive for a little bit longer.
It costs your offense so much time, you know, to have to wait for the setup again. You know, why not is back now? But that's another 5 seconds or so that they weren't moving the payload.
Yep, just really chips down the time bank.
A lot of
MVP.
ults near complete for EnVyUs too.
Yeah, they could have a really good hold here. Whole hog coming up now for Taimu. Almost have the Earth Shatter as well as that Primal Rage. So EnVyUs about to have a 6 stack of ultimates. Yeah. Get that pick onto Breck. Hook onto Why Not. They'll lose the mech. They'll take him out. They can just go ahead and stagger this kill yet again.
You know, watching EnVyUs use this. Oh.
And goodbye.
Oh.
Oh, no. Still delaying.
Oh, poor Why Not.
This is cruel.
You know, like I was saying, watching EnVyUs execute this defense under Gibraltar is one of my favorite things in Overwatch because they execute it so well, and it usually always works too, and it is so hard to beat. Look at this, they have 6 ultimates because they haven't needed to use them to keep the point defended. What do you do? You know, I like that MVP Infinity keeps changing things up. They keep trying to do something new each time, but it's tough. It's tough to beat this.
Yeah, this looks like this is just full-blown comfort zone for EnVyUs.
Totally is.
MVP, I mean, they've been able to put up a fight on, you know, the other maps so far, even winning 2 of them, but EnVyUs, I think this is pretty much theirs.
Yeah, Harry Hook winning the duel up on the high ground right now. That's a self-destruct. Easy Bro does take down Taimu, so it is a 5v6 defense now. Harry Hook responds with the tack visor, but one fact gets the kill and responds with his own. Gets in the back line now. Oh, but gets nailed with the Earth Shatter. Coco down before he can complete the charge. Kills on both sides, but the payload is moving. Chip Cyan still there, running for his life, gets taken out, and maybe, just maybe, MVP Infinity has finally found a way to push. They ground their way through it, but EnVyUs is back, and now we're in overtime. And think about this, even if they take point A, it's going to be nearly impossible to finish this map.
Yeah, they have to go the whole 9 yards on this one. That's going to be the self-destruct thrown out by Mickey. Not able to find anybody, but you can see MVP just trying to recoup as best as they can. Breck is able to get taken out. They're sticking to the payload, but it's not advancing. They need to move it just a little bit further, but EnVyUs just shoving them back. Multiple kills coming through from them. Taimu with that whole hog, really working them down.
Wow.
That is going to be the full hold on point A, and EnVyUs, they will be taking us to Game 5, tying us up 2-2.
Yep, and that's exactly what EnVyUs wanted out of Gibraltar. That was textbook, man. That was exactly how they want to play it. They got the win. We are going to map 5.
Oh man, what a series to kick things off with. We still have a second set tonight, though. We still have to see LW Blue versus Misfits.
I know.
But going the full 5 games to start off Season 2 of Apex. Wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah. We will see what MVP Infinity decides to pick for their last map. It will be between, let's see, Hollywood. I'm reading this in Korean right now. Hollywood, Nabani, and Kings Row.
Okay.
Yep. So will be the choices between those hybrid maps.
Well, we already saw Kings Row went over to EnVyUs, so I don't know if MVP would want to pick that one for themselves.
Yeah, they can't. I don't believe so. Nabani or Hollywood?
Yeah.
I guess looks like they could pick Kings Row again, but it will be Hollywood.
All right. Nabani's still not one that we see too much of.
That's okay. I like Hollywood better.
It's because we're American.
No, it's because Hollywood's just a super fun map to play, man.
Nah, it is.
Got
It's a great hybrid.
It's one of my favorite maps in the game, actually. because I can play Symmetra on defense.
I was going to say, this is
You
another
got
map that we
Westworld.
actually could see Hulk playing the Symmetra on.
Almost definitely.
See if he wants to lock that one in, so we get ready to go to Hollywood.
Well, you
But,
can see a lot of smiles on EnVyUs' face in the booth there, man. And they are pretty good on this map, actually. They've got really good offensive strategy. They like to run Harry Hook into the larger tank comps on the Reapers, so we'll see if they need to do that. But I think they're feeling pretty confident going into this one, but it's not a done deal just yet, man. This has been close all the way through. Let's see who takes map 5.
I get it.
Welcome to Hollywood, where dreams are made and broken, and
Mostly broken.
the Red Hot Chili Peppers write a lot of songs. Under
Yeah.
the bridge, under a bridge, mostly.
This
That's-
Hollywood is significantly nicer than actual Hollywood, I will say.
Yeah.
Also,
You mean
they-
Hollyweed, man?
I was gonna say, they didn't
Yeah.
patch in the Hollyweed sign in the background.
I guess so. It was hotfix. Didn't happen, I guess.
Blizzard didn't get the memo on that one. They're in Irvine, not
They
LA.
weren't on Reddit that day, I guess. And Internet Hawk, yeah. Uh-oh. That car is powered by Symmetra turrets now. Oh, this is so annoying.
Yep, he's going to be looking for
Booby
that.
trapping the entire way there.
Got to get that early damage in so you can get that shield generator as fast as possible.
I mean, you raise a really good point, because now that Symmetra starts out with 6 turrets and she starts building them up again and can hold 6 in reserve, you can be much more aggressive with your turret placement. You can put a lot of them forward like this, and then after the team goes through them, you have a bunch ready to immediately set them up at the main defensive spots. So
Yeah.
I love the Symmetra changes, and it's cool to see a pro like Internet Hulk making good use of it already.
Yeah, I mean, this is much better with current Symmetra. I mean, a lot of people, if you play in solo queue, they just try to stack them up into security and try to poke, kill one person, and then all your turrets get cleared out. It's like, oh, well, now you don't have enough time to really set up on the point.
Yep.
So, much better strat coming in from Hulk. We'll see that they will go ahead and burn through those, but he got 26% on his ultimate charge, so I'd say that's a win for him.
Not bad at all. Doesn't slow him down too much, but it does the job.
Yep, throwing out those shields, trying to block as much as he can, so just denying those shurikens.
Yeah, the new
from
Symmetra,
EasyBro.
the new Symmetry is so good in that it takes a lot of pressure off your Reinhardt too, because if you're firing it down the same line, that's another 1,000 shields that Reinhardt gets kind of saved in a lot of cases. Harry Hook looking pretty solid on the high ground there, of course, on that Soldier 76.
Able to find the kill onto Breck. He was able to get healed back up. A lot of damage going through onto EasyBro. Harry Hook just sniping out from this high ground.
Yeah.
And the shield's going low. Breck's going to lose that one. So they're going to have to try to sit back for a little while, let that regenerate.
EasyBro spotted on the side. They know where he's coming from. Coco on the high ground again. Nice hook. Brings in Breck. The other team's going to dive in, though. Harry Hook gets the nano boost. Looking for enough charge for the attack visor. Getting damage done. There's a biotic field trying to keep himself healthy. There was a nano boost onto the Zarya on the MVP Infinity side, too. But going to pop the attack visor immediately. Trying to get behind the Reinhardt shield. Gets a couple kills anyway, though. But why not an EasyBro fighting things back here? He's only got 8 health right now.
He has to peel back, but that was a 2 for 3 in favor of MVP.
Wow.
Definitely winning out in the trades there. And you can see already have that second tick moving through. Might be able to just cap the point right here.
Yeah.
And BSR are going to try to halt this, but it's moving up, and it looks like they will go ahead and take this. No, Taimu jumping in, does get taken out. They'll cap it 5 minutes just about on the clock for MVP.
Yeah. And so Internet Hulk getting that shield generator / teleporter refunded. You know, both times we've seen him play Symmetra, he hasn't quite been able to get the ult in position early enough, I think. It's always come down just when it was a little bit too late. And yeah, he's going to swap off it. The Westworld stage on Hollywood, a little bit tougher to run the Symmetra on. Oh, wow, Harry Hook not even seeing that Reaper coming, but then Revenge Hook.
Taimu making up for that loss right there, but EasyBro is going to come in with the Dragon Blade, trying to get onto Internet Hulk. He does boop him away, but it's not enough. Takes him out, but it looks like it's just going to be one kill there. Chips, he got knocked down. He will go down, so EasyBro does make it 2 in the end. They'll continue this push as they work towards point B.
Yeah, and EasyBro making this look easy. No pun intended. I really wish his name wasn't EasyBro. One Fact grabbing a couple kills on this Reaper that generally you don't see people stick on Reaper at point 2 as often, but hey, if it's working this well, why not? He's still got Death Blossom up, so
yeah,
not a lot of incentive to switch off of that hero just yet. EnVyUs really getting rolled so far in Hollywood.
Yeah, has another burn through that one, and I mean, EasyBro just using the Dragon Blade back up above 50%. So this is going to be a really strong push from them. And if they could just keep this moving, they'd have, another 5 minutes or so to deal with.
Oh, absorbed, man.
Eats the Graviton Surge. Nicely done by Mickey. Beautiful reaction from him to deny that ultimate out from Why Not. Really well done. That's going to be the nano boost coming through on the One Fact, but he's not able to stay alive. Mickey in the Baby Deformer actually takes him out. And EnVyUs, they will hold on to this payload for a bit longer. Here, Hook trying to find a kill on the Sylph, will be able to do it with the help of Taimu.
Man,
they
Mickey
will push back MVP. Mickey, the MVP of that fight.
Well, he was so ready for that Graviton Surge, and I mean that one was so obvious that it was coming that even I saw it get absorbed, which doesn't usually happen if you watch the cast, but
It's not the easiest to identify. Hopefully we can get those audio cues when Diva eats an ultimate.
Well, I mean, if we can hear player comms, I'm sure we hear some audio cues if it happens.
I don't know if those player comms from the side of MVP would be.
We might not be able to broadcast those, actually. Yeah, never mind.
Would not be viewer friendly.
Harry Hook's got the tack visor on the upper level here.
Yeah, it's going to be nice. Actually get
Good
that
sleep
sleep
dart
dart coming through, though. That's going to buy a bit of time for MVP to maybe push forward, but they're not going to be able to find a kill onto Harry Hook or even really damage him out, so he's still going to be able to maintain that high ground control.
Absorbing that Graviton Surge really did help EnVyUs stabilize here.
Oh, for sure. It's EasyBro now. Pushing forward. Big Hook comes through on the Breck. The Biotic Grenade thrown down as well. Earth Shatter will lock up EasyBro. He goes low, gets taken out. Chips able to find the kill. Breck going to fall as well. 2 kills now picked up for EnVyUs, looking to tack on a couple more. They will lose some of their own. So 1 for 2, really.
One Fact has still not used that Death Blossom as he just kind of chews people up with the Reaper. Tries to protect Lucio there. Wraithform's in for a bit of help, but now he's got to deal with Mickey. Now he's got to deal with everybody, basically. Coco picking up that kill, and EnVyUs still holding here on point B. It was looking risky. MVP Infinity was pushing really fast, but EnVyUs have managed to stall it out for quite a while now.
They don't have much to deal with, though, to maintain this hold. The whole hog getting ready to come up from Taimu, not yet breaking the 80% mark. But Chip's really the only one that has an ultimate with that nano boost. MVP have a bit more to work with because that Death Blossom still hasn't been used. Yeah. And EasyBro has another Dragon Blade, so 2 very high DPS ultimates are available for MVP. If they can just execute on them, actually line them up, then they might be able to continue this push. But otherwise, it's less than a minute here for them to get towards that second checkpoint. And EnVyUs, they've been looking really strong since that Absorb came through.
Yeah, One Fact still sitting on that Death Blossom. Looking for an opportunity to use it.
Getting chunked low, has to go into the Wraithform and back off.
Yep.
Bro going low as well. If they can pick him off, that would be crucial for EnVyUs. Whole Hog will come through, just shoving them back as best as possible. 30 seconds on the board now for MVP, and they get a nice pick onto Breck, onto Undyne, getting rid of that crucial healer. So he will throw out the nano boost, but he goes down immediately.
That's pretty disastrous. EasyBro trying to salvage something out of that, but they've lost a couple people. They've been split spawned, and with just 15 seconds left, EnVyUs really looking like they're going to hold this one right here.
Oh, nice snipe by Coco, able to take out EasyBro with that flame strike. The staggers are just so strong now onto the members of MVP. You have to think that this might just be it here. Breck's going to go ahead, charge in, gets pooped back off that payload immediately by Mickey. Harry Hook with the tack visor, finds Undyne, finds Breck. And that should be it. The zoning ultimate out from Mickey just to make sure they can't push forward. Takes out Sylph in the end. And a nice hold in front of point 2 there by EnVyUs.
Yeah, so what started as a very strong offensive push by MVP Infinity gets absolutely stuffed in Westworld by EnVyUs, and they really kind of got it together. Good zoning. They did a good job of putting some people on the high ground, keeping people spread out, and after they saw that Graviton Surge come in and get absorbed, they were like, oh man, we got to really, really be careful with positioning, and they did.
Nicely done. We'll see what MVP can offer up when it comes to their defense here on Hollywood. Pretty much have to full hold point A, or else they're going to be in a really rough spot, just to be losing this first set of Apex. I mean, granted, if MVP, I'd say either team that loses this set, they really can't feel bad about it. It's really hard fought. Both teams have been playing their hearts out. But obviously, you want to be the ones walking away with the win. If you're EnVyUs, you want to have that strong showing as the returning champions. If you're MVP, you want to have that strong showing as, the new MVP team making it into Apex after their sister team gets knocked out.
Well, absolutely no question that MVP Infinity is a team that demands to be taken seriously here in Apex Season 2, and if they can keep up this level of play, I think they could go far.
Yeah, their tagline is pretty much got to be MVP Infinity, we're not space. So try to get that disconnect.
Well, we're partially space.
Somewhat space.
We're mostly not space.
Space with some wins.
That's right. To infinity and beyond.
I mean, they're already doing significantly better than Space, having 2 map wins. That's something that Space couldn't get any of.
They have already far exceeded the performance of MVP Space in Season 1. That is true.
I would say that they've done 2 times better, but 2 times 0 is still 0, so I can't really say that figure.
I'm not a math guy, man. I was an art major. So
you could say that they've done
I'm not even
infinitely
gonna try.
better.
No.
You've made some bad ones. I got to squeeze one in.
I feel like I'm partially responsible for this. I'm sorry.
You got the ball rolling.
I'm sorry you ended up this way. Mickey switching over that Divu, of course, as EnVyUs comes in. Harry Hook on the Reaper, as they often use on Hollywood here. Moving in, they like to take the low ground and then fire up into the cafe. Harry Hook getting pushed into the corner by Breck, though. Good start for MVP Infinity on defense.
Yeah, for sure. Breck coming up with the double kill as he takes out Coco. One fact does go low, but it looks like he's getting the heals through from Undyne and Sylph. Enough to keep him alive, and he's actually able to finish off Mickey. So that was a really aggressive push coming out from EnVyUs, just trying to basically shove their way into the point immediately, but didn't work out. They cut shut out. Harry Hook's going to swap onto the Soldier right off the bat. Taimu looks like he's actually going to come in on the Winston.
Wow, this is something I really didn't expect. We do not see Taimu play the Winston very often, and they are going to go pretty dive heavy. Really wants to dislodge people on the cafe, I suppose. And they're charging right in. Aggressive move for EnVyUs right now. Harry Hook in a really good position.
Oh.
It'll be very hard to stop him at this point, and this is looking like EnVyUs is going to be able to take point A.
I mean, polar opposite of that first push. They go
yeah.
in, they get the team kill pretty much on an MVP Infinity. They will have the cap just under 3 minutes.
Wow.
Well done by EnVyUs, and they don't have to push very far, Noah. Just 103 meters. They will take the series.
The rare Taimu Winston. And he's going to keep moving. I mean, you can keep putting this Winston into point B. You can jump up, take the high ground fairly easily, or at least push people off of it. And remember, they don't have to push it that far. They've got nearly 5 minutes to do it.
Yeah, I mean, the odds are stacked against MVP Infinity for sure at the moment. ENERGIZED coming through onto the Dragon Blade from EasyBro. Will come up with a couple kills, 3 in fact, as he takes out Coco in the end. Looks like Taimu was able to make it back safely. And now Harry Hook maybe in a bit of a precarious spot, but EasyBro will go ahead and heal back. Doesn't want to go down.
Yeah. So that's going to slow things down, but it's not a huge concern. I mean,
2 ultimates burned out.
Yeah, exactly. They've got a bunch of ultimates coming up. They've nearly got 5 ready to go here.
Yep, Harry Hook building up his Primal Rage. He's a little ways off for Taimu, but I mean, MVP, they still do have a good amount to deal with the sound barrier with that Earth Shatter. See if they're going to go ahead and throw out the sound barrier to counter that of EnVyUs is. Why not has that Graviton Surge, but it's not going to be able to get much done with it. Chips not going to go down, and why not now without his shields, trying to dash back, but he gets taken out. Hulk able to finish him off. Multiple members of MVP dead, and that's going to be the push coming through from EnVyUs. Just 30 more meters to go, and they will take this set.
And why not died kind of late there too, so MVP Infinity going to be a little bit late themselves in setting up that defense. They got to get back there. That payload is nearly there, and EnVyUs on the verge of coming back and winning their first match here in Season 2. We'll see if they can do it.
Oh, Mickey throws up the self-destruct, finds
man.
a double kill, taking out the healers of MVP. 2 crucial pickups, and now One Fact, nowhere to go, gets hounded by the Diva, taken out, and that should be the continued push coming through as EasyBro does go down, and there we have it. EnVyUs, hard fought by MVP Infinity, but EnVyUs is able to clinch it out in the end. They take the 5th map. They will take their first set. You see Mickey popping off in the booth.
Well, I mean, EnVyUs, I'm sure they would have liked that win to go a little bit cleaner, but, you know, a win is a win. They got it, and the great thing about EnVyUs is they have so many threats in so many, you know, different ways. And in the end, it was Mickey getting that double kill with the Diva ultimate, getting another one on top of that with just the guns themselves, and EnVyUs rolling to victory here on Hollywood and rolling to victory in our first match of Apex Season 2.
Yeah, what a way to kick things off. And Like we said, not done yet. Still have another set coming up with LW Blue versus Misfits.
Yeah.
Which is going to be one hell of a one to see because Misfits, their last showing at IEM, not the strongest. Didn't have a lot of time with this newly shuffled roster as Reinforce and Tavik have recently joined, I believe, December 12th. They came on board, so had minimal time to practice before IEM. Got taken out very swiftly by Lunatic High in a 3-0. But EnVy kicking things off really strong.